Sexy New York, sexy, sexy, sexy New York, sexy. I wanna have sex in New York, yeah. You wanna have sex in New York, yeah, yeah. I wanna do it. I want to do it. I wanna have you wanna have sex in New York. Sex in New York, 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it right there. Because it's actually a very serious video today. Hey, hi, how are you doing? I'm your hostess with the mostest. I am Stone Thug. And Stone Thug, me, a philosopher. I'm an advocate for green living, green houses, and green development. Of course, I like nanotechnology as well. I think that's where the money is, folks. But I host a show called Smartest Man in the World, or Ask the Smartest Man in the World Anything. And today I want to talk about New York City. That's why I sung the song Sex in New York. That's my own rendition of my own original composition. But anyway, on a serious note, New York City is a fantastic, fantastic city. A beautiful place with a dark side. And it's the dark side that I want to talk about a little bit today. I think the mayor there, Bloomberg, is a great entrepreneur, great business man. I look up to him and I respected him. In a lot of things, I have major respect for him. I used to look at him like we used to look at Donald Trump in the 80s, before he became a clown. But anyway, Mayor Bloomberg is involved in this mental terrorism of young black African Americans in New York City with the stop and frisk policy. And advocating, which as an independent music artist and professional, I can do where a lot of people can't because they're tied up with big agencies and things of that nature. And I think that we should boycott New York until they change their wicked ways. Now, New York City as a whole and the people are great. I remember as a 16-year-old going to New York on my own. I had a presentation with Migo Enterprises there, and I had to give a presentation because Gene Roddenberry, the producer of Star Trek, told me to get in contact with the people from Paramount because they were putting together one of the Star Trek movies, and I needed to. I had this presentation, this little gimmick thing that we were presenting in this presentation. So he spoke with the people over there and had me meet with those people at Migo Enterprises in order to give a presentation. I was a young kid. I was 16 years old. And I had to fly there on my own, stay in a hotel, and do all that stuff and give my presentation. So when I was there, I went and visited the Empire State Building. And I also looked at the Twin Towers. So I have been in New York. I think New York is a fantastic city. And like I said, it has, what can I say? But I say now, take all your money out of the banks of New York. If you're going to see a movie there, just go over to Chris Christie's town and go over to Jersey and, do business in one of the other neighboring cities. You don't have to spend your money there in New York until they change this policy. Because the stop and frisk policy is really an abomination. And I know that a lot of people, it doesn't affect them, so they're not really thinking about it that way. But as an African American, I find it very distressing when you're in America and there's a lot of things they have in America you can't take advantage of because you still feel like an outsider. And basically that's all it is. I mean, they can say what they want. The major thieves, crooks, bandits, bad guys, The people stealing money there are the people who's taking widows' checks and taking people's pensions. That's money. Not taking a jacket or a pair of gym shoes every now and then, or getting caught with a bag of weed in your pocket. Yeah, that's wrong, and you probably shouldn't do it if it's against the law. You know, sneaking on the subway, all this penny ante Mickey Mouse stuff that they say that urban Americans, crimes they commit, which give them higher numbers. But in terms of numbers, look at the money that's being taken. Look at the people who are being affected. Those are people on Wall Street. Those are the people that's taking your pension. That's a criminal. That's crime. And then you preempting crime? You want to stop somebody from stealing somebody's Snickers or carrying a knife or having a bag of dope? You preempting that by stopping them and frisking them? Intimidating people? That's what it is. Intimidation. It's terrorism of the mind. You know, any psychiatrist would tell you that mental abuse sometimes is worse than verbal abuse. And so you have people losing all kinds of respect for law enforcement and literally don't have no empathy at all when an officer dies on the street. They don't care. Why should they care? They don't care about them. So if you don't care about me, I don't care about you. And that's how they're thinking. That's what happens. That's why they laugh when an officer gets hurt. Because they don't care about them. They think the officers or the city don't care about them. You know, that's what happens. That's why people in the Middle East and other parts of the world, when bombings take place and terrorist things happen, everybody wasn't sad when the Twin Towers were blown up. Some people rejoiced in the middle of the street. They were wrong for doing that because people were killed. But they think you rejoice in the streets when they get killed. When they get a drone drop on their house and kill a wedding party or people die. That's how they think. You don't care about me, I don't care about you. It's just science, math, it's logic. You know, ask Spock. Spock would say, it's logical that they would think that way. So if you want people to care about you, you have to care about them. And like my old pastor at my church used to say, if you want a friend, you better be friendly. Because if you're not going to be a friend to me, don't expect me to be a friend to you. So I think that it's pretty obvious that the policy in New York City is diabolical, to be honest with you. And I understand why they have it. It's actually pretty clever. You know, we really don't want these guys here because they're not really contributing. They're not really paying a lot of taxes. They're more just hanging around. But if you want to change that, you can change it. The money that you're spending having officers check 80% of the population of men of color, that money, and it is, you can't add it up. You can start programs there and let New York City be known as the place that's offering alternatives to idleness and idle time. You can put programs into place and you can talk about those programs and different things that they can offer. Officers should be stopping young people, should be stopping people that dress funny or look funny or whatever. But they should be giving them flyers and bulletins and letting them know and giving them rides to places, telling them about programs that they have, how to become a young cadet, how to become a police officer, how to be a mentor, police officer mentors and all kinds of stuff. That's when you have power, that's what you do. Where much is given, much is required. When you have much power, as much responsibility is given with that. That's what you do. That's how you change it. You send your men out to do that. Stop them wherever they are. Ask them. They need a ride somewhere. Ask them. They need some help or something. If they need some paperwork filled out, sit and help them. Let them live up to their creed, to what they say, to serve and protect. Why walking around looking like you in a battlefield and you living a worthless, useless life? If you just looking for crime, that's no way to live. Anyway, got a call coming in. I gotta go. But that's my rant. So boycott New York City until they do better. Because they got better. A lot better they can do. Alright. So New York, New York, sex in New York, bop, diddly bop. If you gotta go to New York, If you gotta do a New York, if you gotta go, make sure you roll New York. It's your boy Stone Thug, StoneThug.com. Take care, God bless, and peace.